Hey guys, happy March. It's time for another favorites. You'll have to excuse me. You probably can tell that I'm a bit under the weather and this video is a little bit late. A, because of that, and B, because we just got back from Disney World like a few days ago and I'm still kind of playing catch up with my house. And I've been under the weather, and poor Cece has had her first cold too. She's been handling it like a champ. We have the same thing. I think it was just all the Disney excitement and not so much sleeping, and then all the traveling and being around all the crowds, lots of germs circulating, that sort of thing. So anyway, you'll have to excuse my voice. I still wanted to get my favorites video out to you. I have so much Disney content, Disney related content I want to share with you too, so I wanted to kind of do this sooner than later. And it's already March, so I better get crack-a-lackin'. So this is my lifestyle favorites, a monthly video where I talk about my favorites from the past month in a broad range of categories: clothes and accessories, beauty, home goods, multimedia, tasty treats, food, and then also I talk about a couple of my baby/mommy favorites at the very end. So, clothes and accessories. If you saw my haul from, I guess about a little bit more than a month ago now, I talked about my new cut from the cloth jeans. These are the Natalie high-rise boot cut. I bought them in a size 4, which is generally my true pant size when there's a bit of stretch. If there's no stretch at all, I usually go for a 6 or a 27 in most jeans. I really love these pants. They are so comfortable. However, they have stretched out so much already just from a month of wear, and I have a couple other pairs of jeans now, so I'm not actually wearing them every single day, although I do wear these more often than not. So I'm thinking about getting the 2. I do recommend considering sizing down in these if you want to try them, because they are very stretchy, but they're so soft and comfortable. They don't feel like jeans. They feel like you're wearing pajama pants all day, but they look really nice and pulled together. I will say that, I don't know if it's because they've stretched out, but I really like the way they sat on me when I first bought them. They were just below my navel, so that gave me a little bit more coverage. I'm bending over, squatting, picking up my child, playing on the floor with her all the time, and I just don't want my underwear showing, you know, and I just don't like wearing belts. I don't. These have definitely moved down and moved down and moved down, and they're more kind of at my hips now. So I think maybe it is just because they've stretched out that makes the most sense. So they are actually also, I think, under $100. I believe I got these on sale for something like $50 or something crazy. So pretty good price for really nice jeans. Still on the, you know, kind of the mid-range scale of things, I suppose, or in the upper end of the mid-price scale range. I don't know, you guys, my brain's a little cloudy. It always is. I don't know why I say that every time, don't I? But I don't know, something about having illness makes you just not be able to think even more. Anyway, good price, I think, for the quality. They do stretch out, so keep that in mind, but so comfortable, and I absolutely love them. They were great travel pants too. And I had this like weird, the day we were traveling to Disney, I was so sick. Like I had like some sort of intestinal stomach bug for 24 hours, and I was just in a lot of pain, and I was very bloated, and traveling on top of that made it very difficult to manage. But I wore those pants, and normally when I'm like really bloated, I can't wear jeans at all. It just makes it worse. I wore those no problem. I still had problems, but they didn't exacerbate. I never know how to say that word. They didn't make the problem worse. Let's just say that. For accessories, I bought myself a new fleece. North Face was having a end of winter sale, and I think I saved 25% off on this jacket. I have been a North Face, I think it's the North Face is their whole brand. I've been a North Face fan since I was in, I think 9th grade, 8th or 9th, even younger than that, 7th or 8th grade. I remember it was like the thing to get the North Face fleece. And I love them, and I've actually had one of mine for as long as that one that I leave out in Utah that's kind of teal colored. I've had since like 8th grade. It's still out in Utah. I still wear it. They're such nice quality. I wanted a new one. I just felt like, you know, I'm just like, I got a little bit more jiggle around the middle or something. I don't know. It's just like the waistband on the fleece that I've had before, like the part around the waist, is just a little snug. And I wanted something a little bit less snug. I still bought my same medium, which is what I always buy in the North Face, except when I was pregnant and I bought myself a larger, lighter weight fleece. Which the zipper busted on, and I have sent back. They have a lifetime guarantee program. I've actually had a zipper fixed on a puffy coat for free. And you don't have to show a receipt or anything. You just take it to a North Face store and they send it. And if they can replace it, they will. And if they can't, they'll send it back to you. So anyway, I'm having that fixed. It's a much lighter weight fleece, and I bought that when I was pregnant, so I bought a large so it would cover the bump. But this is that like really thick, really nice, more heavyweight fleece material. And I don't know if it's just like a newer updated design. It just is a lot more comfortable around the bottom, like around the waist. It fits really well. Same size. I don't get it. It's not like they don't shrink or anything. They wash up great. They wear wonderfully. I really like this kind of lilac-y color, and I love it has a hood. I haven't had a North Face with a hood. So I've been wearing this to death, and it's just been like my go-to running out for errands. Hasn't been that cold this winter. It's been pretty mild, so a lot of days when I'm out walking with Winnie, there's Winnie sleeping, and Charlotte, I'll just wear that, or I'll put like a puffy vest over it if I need a little extra layering. It's been great. So those are my clothes and accessories favorites. For beauty, this is the second illness I've had in the last like 6 weeks, which is crazy because I wasn't sick at all for 2 years before that, and then I get like back-to-back bugs, so it's unfortunate. But I do have some favorites that have come out of that, and this is a long time favorite. I'm sure I've talked about these Epsom salts before. I'm not particular to this particular brand. This I get at Whole Foods only because I go to Whole Foods twice a week for grocery shopping. It's convenient, and that's usually where I remember to pick them up. These are by Saltworks. They're very nice, I guess, but honestly, in all the years that I've used Epsom salts for soaking baths, I haven't found a difference. Really, I haven't noticed a difference between different brands, so I don't think you need these. You can get them at drugstores, you can get them at Target, Walmart, grocery stores. Most grocery stores will have them too. They're like in the, they're usually in the first aid area, I think. This is a really great when you're sick. I love Epsom salts for muscle relief and also for just tension relief because Epsom salts have magnesium in them, and magnesium kind of helps alleviate stress and anxiety. So it's great for that kind of mental wellness, but it's also great for sore muscles, and it's especially nice when you're really achy from being sick to take a nice Epsom salt bath. And when I'm sick, I like to pair it. I do 2 cups of this diluted in bath water, and I pair it with one of these or acacia clear and eucalyptus mineral bath packets. The eucalyptus is so good if you're stuffed up, congested at all, have any sinus pressure or pain. It just kind of opens things up, and it's just really great aromatherapy. And the combination of the two is just such a godsend when you're feeling really icky at the end of a long day. It's so nice to soak in that bath when you're not feeling well. So that's definitely been a favorite for me. I'm actually going to change. I usually do home goods and I talk about multimedia and then I talk about tasty treats, but because my home goods favorites and my tasty treats goes hand in hand this month, I thought I would sorry, my baby's sleeping, so I have to keep checking. I thought I would talk about them back to back, and kind of in keeping with the I've been sick lately theme, I'm going to be talking about tea. But first, home goods. I mentioned we were just in Disney World. We had the best time, you guys. I cannot wait to share more about our trip with you. I will have a few kind of mommy of a 1-year-old traveling to Disney World. Like, I don't know if it's just going to be videos or blog posts or both. I'm not sure yet. And then I also did take a little bit of vlog footage that I'm going to share with you. But it's going to take me a while to get that stuff together. I thought I'd have more time this week, but we've just been under the weather and that's kind of taken over. Anyway, I digress. I collect the Starbucks You Are Here mugs. I think I've shared about this before. I purged a huge amount of my mug collection because it was just getting overwhelming. And basically the only mugs I really have left now are a couple of really special ones that aren't Starbucks You Are Here mugs. and Emma Bridgewater mugs. Those are like the ones that I've kept. I have such a big collection of these now. I have like probably close to 20. Every time we go somewhere that I haven't been before, I try to make a point of picking one up. So I have them from all over the country. And I knew like that was the one really big souvenir I wanted for myself from Disney World. I've gotten so many things over the years, so many little things that I love and I use every time we go back. But I really like, this was the thing this year that I wanted to have. So I got one from each of the parks we went to, and we went to Magic Kingdom, and we went to Epcot, and we went to Animal Kingdom. I didn't bring that one up. Stairs, it's in the dishwasher actually. They're dishwasher safe, which is great. They're really big, which I prefer because I like a big cup of tea or a big cup of coffee. They stack, which is great for, they kind of nest like that. Great for storage if you have a lot of mugs like me and you need to stack things up. And they're just like a nice souvenir. It's just something I enjoy, and I drink hot beverage 2 to 3 times a day, so I use them. I use them quite a bit, and they're just like a nice reminder to me of our trip. I was a little bit bummed because the one park we didn't go to was Hollywood Studios, and I really wanted to have the full set, the full 4. But we didn't, like it seems stupid to go over there, like to run over there quickly just to get a mug. The lines at the Starbucks at the parks are crazy. These Starbucks are like crazy huge with like so much staff, and they really like, they're very fast, but there's so many people in line at any given time that it just takes a long time, and I didn't want to have to do that. So Don said I could pay the ridiculous upcharge to order one on Amazon from Hollywood Studios. You can find them on Amazon. They are really expensive. Like they're like at least 2 times more than they cost in person, but it was like, I was really bummed out about it. So he was like, yeah, if you can get it online, you can get it. So I did, I ordered it. So now I have the full set. I haven't gotten that in the mail yet, but it's coming soon. So I'm excited about that. But anyway, I just love those mugs, and every time I use one, it just makes me remember where we were when, you know, whatever mug I'm using, and that trip, and just brings back memories for me. So I don't know, it's kind of a sentimental thing. But going hand in hand with that, I thought I'd talk about my tasty treat. This isn't like the tastiest treat, but it's a really like useful, helpful, soothing treat when you're ill, and something I've only just started using with these last 2 sicknesses. Like I said, I haven't been sick in years, so it's been nice to have this because I'm just not used to handling it. The traditional medicinal seasonal sampler. This is a set of 4 teas. I think it comes with 3, no, it comes with 4 bags of each. There's 16 bags, excuse me. There's 16 bags in there total. Gypsy Cold Care, Echinacea Plus, Throat Coat, and Breathe Easy. These are 4 teas that are kind of geared towards helping you with kind of like regular cold symptoms. Honestly, they kind of all taste the same to me, and they kind of all have the same effect, but I find them soothing nonetheless. I'm sure there's subtle differences. I haven't been using them long enough to notice like a real difference between the 4 ones. And I'm actually just down to 4 or 5 tea bags now. And this with a generous helping of honey, my favorite honey I will link below as well. It's by, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but Stockage, I'm not sure. It's a local, it's kind of a local honey, I think, and it's a raw honey, and the one I like is the royal jelly version, because royal jelly has a lot of really great health benefits, and it's just so soothing. So I have a cup of this every day, and I've just kind of been alternating between them, and they've helped a lot just to make me feel a little bit better. It's a temporary fix, but it's a nice little temporary relief, so I thought I should mention that. For multimedia, Don and I watched the first season of Sneaky Pete, which I believe is a Netflix original series, but don't quote me on that. I'll have a link to it below. I'll find it online. And it is this kind of crazy show about this con artist who just gets in so much trouble. He gets out of jail, he like assumes another guy's life to try to get some money to get out of trouble, and it's just like one thing after another happens, and you're like, well, what? How does this guy just keep digging himself deeper and deeper into this hole? But somehow like he's so smart and so good that he can handle it, and he can kind of turn it to work for him. And it's just a really well done show, and the actors are great. Honestly, I didn't watch the whole season. I only watched probably the last 4 episodes in total. Don is, you know, everybody has their own thing that they do to kind of like unwind. Don loves his Netflix, and you know, I can see why. He loves his Netflix. If I have time at the end of the day and I need to unwind, I do memory keeping. That's my unwinding. Of course, we have our togetherness time too, but we both don't really count watching TV together as like quality together time, you know, because we're just like sitting there. But every once in a while, we find a show that we like and we enjoy watching together. And I sometimes just watch things, like catch things over his shoulder while I'm like running around like a crazy person most of the time. And I noticed this show and I started asking about the premise and stuff, and I just got interested in it. And after every time he would watch an episode, I asked him to recap it for me. He was like, why don't you just watch it with me? So we actually watched the last four episodes together while we were in Disney World. Charlotte, you know, went to bed before us, obviously. And I just got so into it, and I told him when the second season comes out, he has to wait for me to watch it. So I highly suggest it if you like kind of shows that with that sort of like roundabout kind of, not mystery, but sort of mysterious, like, not mysterious, that's not the word I'm looking for. What am I looking for? Like cliffhangers, like, you know, twists and turns, a lot of kind of plot twists and things like that you don't see coming, and then everything sort of like comes together and you're like, how did they pull that together? So it's a really well made show and I really enjoyed it, and I highly suggest checking it out if you're into that kind of thing. And then also I wanted to talk about an app I've been using, which is called Headspace. It's something I have on my phone. In the month of February, I'm doing a program through Ali Edwards, which is one of my favorite memory keeper blogger people. She's like, you know, very well known in the memory keeping community. She has a year-long program called One Little Word, which I believe I talked about at some point. Probably is a favorite, because it is a favorite. And it's a year-long monthly online class with prompts that help you kind of think about, you know, help you with self-exploration and kind of like thinking more deeply about your present situation and things you want and goal setting. But it's kind of in a bit more of a thoughtful way than an action-driven way. I mean, there's actions you take for sure, but it's definitely more kind of contemplative, I guess I would say. Anyway, the February prompt was to do try to do a daily task, like something you want to do every day for a whole month, and see if you could do it and kind of track it and keep track of it. Well, I decided I've been wanting to take up a meditation practice for years, but I just like get in my own way. I never stick to it, and I never do it for more than like a few days because it's uncomfortable and it's challenging, and I'm not a person who sits still well, and you really have to sit still to meditate. So actually, I think it was Hannah Hart who had mentioned this program in one of her videos. I'm one of her biggest fans. I love her content. She's a fellow YouTuber. If you don't know who she is, you probably live under a rock. I live under a rock, but I know who she is. So I guess I have a big rock. That didn't make any sense. Anyway, what was I saying? Headspace is a meditation guide app that it's a 10-minute meditation. You can do it daily or however often you can get to it. They suggest daily. 10 minutes, guided meditation. I've loved this. It is challenging. You think 10 minutes, that's nothing. That's not a lot of time. It can be a very uncomfortable 10 minutes, especially if you're a person like me who's not used to sitting still, not used to like quieting the mind. My mind is always like going at 1,000,000 miles per hour. But it's been such a great practice for me. I didn't do it every day. I found it hard to get to on vacation and on travel days. But I did it most every other day. And I've decided to continue attempting to do it every day, extended past the month of February. So that was a really great prompt because it kind of helped me start up something I've been wanting to do for a very long time in an attainable way. And it made me commit to it without feeling like, you know, without letting me get in my own way. Because 10 minutes, like, I'm like, I can do that. I can swing that. I can always find 10 minutes. I can make it happen. And I highly suggest it if you want to try a meditation practice, if you have anxiety, or if you just have a lot going on and you want to find ways to quiet your mind and to be more at peace with what happens. It doesn't change you from having like, you know, sad or mad or angry or whatever thoughts, but it helps you kind of manage how you deal with them better. And after only a month of doing it, I've definitely noticed a big difference. It is a practice. It's something you have to stick to, and if you stick to it and you keep up with the practice, the way that your mind works will change, and you can be more observant about your feelings and how you react to them and things like that. So I highly recommend checking out. It's a free, I think you can pay for a membership, but it's free for the first bit at least. I have only gotten a month in, so I'm not exactly sure what the next step is, but it's nice to try, and it is free at first at least. So I highly suggest that. Okay, lastly, I have a couple mommy favorites. We have a new jammy favorites. I talked about in a previous mommy favorites video, I talked about the leveret pajamas, the footed pajamas that I found on Amazon. Very inexpensive, usually somewhere around $11 or $12 for each one, which is a great price. They're very thin, but they work, they're sufficient, and I love them, and I loved them at the time. But I found that it was getting really hard with footy pajamas with Charlotte because she's got such weird proportions. Not that she's weird, but you know what I mean. She's got a very long torso and then kind of like average length legs. She's in the 98th percentile of her height, so she's got a hugely long torso, but kind of regular size legs. So the footed pajamas were getting a little bit tough because of the way that they kind of restricted the fit. So I decided to look into footless pajamas, and a couple of my friends really swear by the Hannah Anderson ones. So I bought a set, and we immediately fell in love with them and bought a couple more. They are just so nice. They are a lot more expensive. It's great to get them on sale. I think when I bought them, it was like buy one, get one 50% off, which was a great deal because I think they're like almost $40, which is a lot. But because they're footless, I feel like they last a lot longer because your child can wear them when they're a little bit bigger, and they have a nice cuff at the bottom, so you can kind of scrunch them up a bit, and then when they get bigger, you know, they grow with them a little bit more. So I feel like they last a little bit longer, and they are the nicest quality. They are so well made, great quality, really nice, soft. They wash up and dry great, and they come in really cute prints. Not that that should make a big difference, but it does. And look, even Snoopy. These cute Snoopy ones. So I had to mention those because I love them. Charlotte loves them. When it is colder, I do pair her in these with socks just to make sure her feet are warm. She does still sleep in a sleep sack. We like the Woolino sleep sacks, which are very expensive, but very worth it, the price in my experience. She's been in those since she was about 6 months old, and they've been great. So I guess that's another favorite I snuck in there. Anyway, also, just talking about illness-related things, boogie wipes. These are saline wipes. I like the unscented ones. They still kind of smell a little bit. I think it's just the ingredients. They just, I don't know. They're not like perfumey though, you know what I mean? Poor Charlotte. She's, in addition to having this cold, she is also cutting 3 teeth at once. And with my daughter, at least, when she's teething, one of her main teething symptoms is just a constant, like basically the faucet is on of the drippy nose is just constant. So in addition to having the cold, which is giving her some congestion already, she has this like gushing, drippy nose. And I've just had to wipe her nose so much, which I don't know if it's all babies, but my baby does not like having her nose wiped. These make it so much easier, because they are soft and they're damp and they're not scratchy or dry. I mean, even if you use the softest tissue, after a while, that's gonna be irritating to the nose. So this is nice to have this, and especially like when she wakes up from a nap, she has a bit of a crustiness. This is very gentle on removing the crusties without irritating the skin. Love boogie wipes. I don't go anywhere without them. I even found these little travel packs, which I think you can get at like Babies R Us. They only come in the scented version, but it's much smaller, so I always keep one in my diaper purse, I like to call it. I did a whole video on that. I'll link it for you guys if you want to see it, but they're great, and they have definitely been just so useful to us during this very snotty time. Anyway, those are all my favorites for you guys. I hope you enjoyed them. Thank you so much for watching. I just wanted to say really quickly, oh, this video is so long, you guys. I'm sorry, I've been so chatty. I am changing up, I don't know if you guys saw my latest blog post, but I am changing up what I'm doing with my blog a little bit. I'm trying to separate it a little bit more from from my YouTube content. So I think I'll probably still do a little dedicated post when I put up a video, just for people who only follow my blog. They want to keep up with my videos there, but it won't be like a whole detailed blog post for each video. I think when I do a detailed blog post, it will be for something that I'm not talking about in a video necessarily. Sometimes there will be coordinating blog posts and videos. I have one coming up about my December daily album, actually, because I wanted to give closer view at some of the spreads than I do in my just like quick video flip through. That video is not quick, by the way. I don't know why I said that. It's a long video. But yeah, I'm doing a little bit of a different thing there. So check out my blog if you're interested. I'll try to let you guys know on Facebook or Instagram or both. I'm not sure when I have a new blog post up, and so you guys want to see, this is going to be some different content on there. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you real soon. I have, like I said, I have that December daily video coming up, and then I'm going to jump into my Disney content. I just need a little bit longer to work on editing and stuff, because just need a little bit more time for that. So starting probably next week, I'll have like at least several, like 3 or 4 videos for you guys all about Disney stuff. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you're all well, and take good care. Bye, you guys. Happy March.